Google Meet is an excellent way for teachers to interact with students in an alternative setting. One of the issues, though, is that it can sometimes be difficult to interact with all individuals within the Meet because teachers are unable to see all of the individuals at once. One way to solve this is by adding the Google Meet Grid View extension through Chrome to your Google Meet sessions in order to be able to see all participants at one time. Today's tutorial will walk you through the steps to add the extension, and it will provide you a brief overview of what the tool actually looks like when in use. To begin, you'll want to go to the Chrome Web Store, and you will want to search for Google Meet Grid View. When you search for this, you are going to see several different options for Google Meet Grid View pop up. And the option that has been the most efficient and has worked the best for people is this first option right here that is titled Google Meet Grid View Fix. You want this version because this is the updated version. It is the most recent and current one for use. So you'll go ahead and select that, and then you'll want to add it over here to Chrome as an extension. I do not currently have that option because I have already added it to my Google Meet. And so before we even move on, you can just see on the screen, you can see numerous individuals at once. And it's up to 60 individuals that you'll be able to see at one time once you get this Google Meet Grid View extension added. Once you have the extension added, you're then going to go to your Google Meet and open up a session. And so I have a session opened up right now. And for the purposes of this tutorial, I currently only have 2 people. I have myself and a test individual. But when you have multiple students join your class, the grid would obviously expand into those multiple windows of up to 60 people. And so once you have the Google Chrome extension added, and just to show you what it would look like, it'll look like this here for your extensions. You'll want to make sure that you select it and get it added to your Google Meet. When you've done that, once you open up or create or join a Google Meet session, you'll have this option up here in your toolbar with the grid square. Now, currently mine has a slash through it, and that means that I have it turned off. So when the grid has a slash through it, you cannot see multiple grid views, and that's what you're seeing now. So the ceiling that you're seeing is my test individual who has joined my Google Meet. So let's take a look at what it looks like when you actually turn the grid on. When you turn the grid on, you'll see the test individual over here on the ceiling, and then you can see me, the presenter. And you would have this same view as well, except you would have multiple grid views depending on the amount of people that you have. So I'm going to go back over here and turn this off for just a second. Before you turn on your Google Meet Grid, you'll want to decide on the options that you're going to enable while using it. And so you have several options here. I currently have 4 of them in use. You have the option to only show participants who are using video. You can have the option to highlight speakers. So this would mean that when the individual starts to speak, their image would be highlighted so that people in the group know who is actually speaking or who is not. You have the option to include yourself in the grid, and so that's like with me. And you also have the option to enable grid view by default. So if you wanted to, you wouldn't even have to select a grid view when you open up your Google Meet session. And so that is what I have done as well. When I first created this, I didn't even have to select the grid view. It just automatically opened up. You also have the option to enable screen capture mode. I have not enabled this because I don't want to be capturing any of my screen. However, if you would choose to enable screen capture mode, it does disable the names so that when you are capturing these for potential future use, the individuals would remain anonymous. So that's kind of nice to keep in mind as well. You'll also want to note down here that you do have the correct version, which is the current release. Before we end today, I just want to show you some of the advanced settings that you can also work with as well. So if you select the advanced settings here, you'll see that you have some options for your toolbar and where you would like that placed. So you can select that and select the option that you would like. You also have chat and people behavior. So your grids can resize depending on who is not talking. You also have presentation behavior, so you have the option to allow presentations to be shown or not. You also have the option to modify participant names, so they can either be displayed with their first, middle, and last, or their last, middle, and first names. So you could select which option is best for you. And then you have the option for video quality as well. So that is Google Meet Grid View in a nutshell. It is very easy and efficient to use. It's an excellent option if you are looking to be able to view all of your students on your screen at one time without having to try to figure out where everyone is at. I hope this tool is useful for you and will help make your Google Meets even better than they were before.